But anyway, so we're going to move on now to the Q&A portion of this podcast. I asked earlier today before recording this, I put it out on Instagram and Twitter and on my Facebook fan page. I asked people to send in their questions for Matt. What did we want to ask him? Some of the questions that I've picked ahead of time, we've already answered earlier in this podcast. So if you don't hear your question, guys, we got hundreds of them. There was... Yeah. My Instagram blew up today. It was crazy.
Thank you for them, though. That's what we like. You know,
Matt, you commented, and all of a sudden I got like 10,000 notifications, and I'm like followers, likes, comments. It was crazy. So we're gonna go over some of these and just see what we find out about you. It could be about general life. It could be about the arcades. It could be about YouTube. It's basically a give or take anything. All right, so our first question comes from Nola Dad on Twitter, and if you guys want to give him a follow, he's an arcade YouTuber as well, NOLADAD, all one word. He asked, Matt, your life as a creator, what was it like starting out on YouTube versus your life as a creator now on YouTube? Like, what has changed?
Well, it's funny because like when I first started on YouTube, and I always like to tell a story because I hope it would help somebody else. I was super shy, you know. I didn't know I didn't know what my thing was in life, you know. And I was just very shy and just very like not social and stuff like that. And YouTube now, you know, it's like I'm a lot more outgoing than I was. I'm not very shy, and I'm not afraid of nothing no more. It helped me really grow as a person, you know. And just kind of, I don't even know.
It's all right. Take your time. You know, we could always cut parts of this out if we need to. No, but like, you know, you look at yourself now compared to what you were. I mean, when you started, obviously you didn't expect it to become this big. You released your million subscriber gold play button video, and I'll be honest, it made me emotional. I know that's what you were going for, make people emotional.
I was emotional editing the thing, trust me.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, look at you.
Ideas, and I'm like, oh.
Look, when you were reading the letter, you couldn't even finish it without breaking down.
It was a lot, you know. I think this is very surreal to me. Like I said earlier in the podcast, you know, I don't think it's ever gonna hit me as being like, oh yeah, this is this. You know, it's very surreal, and it's easy for some people to take something like this for granted, and I try not to. It's surreal. Like, I don't think I'll ever be used to the fact that, I can't believe it's just still going, you know?
Yeah, and your most popular video right now is about to hit 10 million views.
Woohoo!
I think it's the
coin pusher, yeah.
Is it the coin pusher tutorial?
First one, yeah, the very
first
coin pusher for real money up at Aces in the Beer Valley Mall.
Wow.
Yep.
Is that coin pusher still there?
It
is. Is that the same one?
Same spot too.
Wow.
Hasn't moved. Well, so it moved. The only time it moved was when I shook it that one time. But,
yeah, guys, he has a video on that about coin pushers. I talked about in episode 2 there about shaking coin pushers. Obviously, not a good thing.
Yeah, don't do that.
But you're not gonna get anything out of it.
Right. That's what I showed in the video. I had permission from the arcade and whatnot. So,
but yeah, I mean, so this million subscribers, you're still very humble. Obviously, that shows in your videos. Especially when you do the fan mail videos and you're opening these letters and people are sending you drawings and packages of stuff like...
Yeah, I don't want them to send me, it's just send me drawings and stuff. They're sending me like,
candy
and clothes, and it's like, geez, you guys are insane. Save your hard-earned money. Don't do that.
But they love you, man, and that's what it is. It's
overwhelming. It's phenomenal. I never would have thought. And honestly, like, life now, it's what was I going to say? I just had it. Son of a bee thing. I hate this brain fart crap, man. It's like...
I'm leaving this in because that's funny right there.
God. What was I going to say?
That's all right. We'll come back to it there. But like...
because then I'm really going to forget it.
Well, no, because if you start thinking about something else, it may jog it and come back. But I'm gonna try to stay on the topic of it.
About? The fan mail.
Fan mail stuff.
So the fan mail and the...
sending clothes and things like that.
Yeah, it really helped me kind of just grow, like...
It made you realize that there's an appreciation for your art.
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
and it wasn't that, but it was something else I wanted to say, and I can't remember. So sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I may be able to tell you at the end of the podcast. I might be able to tell you 10 years from now. I don't know.
If he remembers, we'll come back to it. But do you remember your very first piece of fan mail by chance?
Oh my God, I don't know. Very first. Whew. I'd have to go back in the fan mail videos for that one. I don't know.
So did you actually film all your fan mail, like even from the first piece?
Yeah, I think so. I remember there was one. Maybe there was one that I opened. It was just like a real long letter, and that was one of the first that I remember opening. And I can't remember if I read it, but it was. I got it, and I was like, wow. And my buddy was like, you save those because you're gonna be glad you did one day. And I'd save every single piece of mail and stuff that you guys send me. I have totes upon totes upon totes down in my basement, but that's what it's for. And up in the cupboards and up in the attic and anywhere I could fit them, it's crazy. But yeah, it's. And
you have drawings and stuff framed and hanging on your wall.
Yeah.
You can see that in the background of your pictures. Yep. So now, do you rotate those at all? Do you like go through and change them out?
Yeah, when I put the gold play button up, I had to move some stuff around, but I'm always adding too. So the living room on the one side is kind of full. We still got a little bit on the other, but I think I'm going to start with the dining room area and start, putting some pictures and stuff up on that wall because that's me, and it's my house. And I think, it's so funny because when I first moved into my house, we had these very generic, fancy art stylish,
like the flowers.
Yeah, that's what it was. That. It was flowers, but I'm like, that's
like the
not
water
me.
lilies.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Those crazy things.
Freaking water lilies, man. I'm like, I'm not water lilies. I'm plushies. See? So, but no, it was like those pictures. It really fits kind of like my style and personality. So, and I also like to, because without you guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Where I, right now in my life, I wouldn't have, my own house. I don't know. Does that sound?
I mean,
weird?
I know what you're trying to do with that. No, that doesn't sound weird. I know what you're trying to say. You're not trying to say oh, it's about the money and stuff.
Right,
it's not about the money at all.
Right.
And this is where the humbleness comes in, and you guys can see this in his videos, on his live streams, things like that, where even when people donate bars to you on YouNow and stuff like that. You don't expect that in any way, shape, or form. You don't want people to do that because, they don't have to.
Right.
But they're doing it out of generous of their hearts, and you absolutely appreciate, everything that they do. But, I mean, look at it this way, too. People feel like, maybe they owe you for the entertainment, but they don't. I mean,
no, yeah,
you're just putting your stuff out there.
I'm grateful that they do. And, yes, like I said before, it is my full-time job, and it is how I support myself, and I'm very thankful for that. So I think I owe it, to my fans at least to have their artwork around my house, don't you think?
Well, I mean, but that again, you look at that every day, and you're like, if it wasn't for
them,
everyone watching and supporting the channel, I wouldn't be who I was. Exactly. But I mean,
Oh, I know what it was.
Go for it. Go for it. Okay, guys, we're back to it. Go.
God, I remembered what I wanted to say, guys. So, as far as life as a creator now, it helped me grow as far as even just traveling different places. I've overcome my fear of flying on planes and just traveling in general, and just talking and meeting with people and going to, even things like VidCon and stuff like that. I never thought I'd be doing this kind of stuff, and that's how it changed my personal life, and just me and who I was. When I was little, when I was 15, 16, just got my driver's license, I'm lucky I knew how to drive 25 minutes to our local mall. Let alone I never even imagined driving downtown Pittsburgh. Now I don't care where it's at. I've been across the country now, and I think part of YouTube growing and stuff like that, it's really helped me, kind of just overcome those boundaries, if you will.
So you can say that it brought you out of your shell.
Right, exactly.
So that's good. I mean, that's really good. I mean, and it's funny too. You bring up the travel stuff because there's a couple of Q&A questions on travel coming up here that we'll touch on. But that's awesome, man. I mean, it's really awesome that it's helped you grow as a person too.
Right.
And and I always say this about when I put out my videos and everything. If I entertain one person, my job is done.
That's it.
I don't care how many people watch. I don't care how many people subscribe, to be honest. I want you guys to subscribe because you want to subscribe. Right. And I'm sure Matt feels the same way.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't want you guys to subscribe and, if someone's forcing you to be like, hey, check out this goober. You better subscribe to him, man. No, I don't want, subscribe because you want to subscribe and you enjoy the entertainment, I'll be honest, though, I'll admit this, I've had some ups and downs with my channel, and it does get tough at times when when numbers get slow, and then sometimes you get discouraged and then you start comparing yourself to other people and whatnot. But and it was tough, But I think hitting the 1 million kind of really just. I don't like to look at my numbers anymore, but that was a very important milestone, obviously. But I think it helped me to kind of just go back and be like, you know what, we don't have to worry about numbers. We're entertaining people. This is it. We're doing what we're doing, and that's it. And I think it's easy to lose sight of that sometimes. And you kind of just got to take a deep breath and just sit back and just make content like Joe said, just for content, and for people to enjoy.
Exactly. Just put it out there, let people enjoy it. And that's kind of why we're doing this, why I started this podcast and, have guests on like you. Just, I want to entertain people, and maybe we can find out a little bit about who is this person, or, you can find out stuff about me through listening to other podcasts. All right. So that was awesome. Thank you, Nola Dad, for that question. We got one that says your earliest memory of anything arcade related. It's from Katie in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, well, we
kind of touched on that earlier.
That was like me at the, me at Callahan's, timing that token action game,
or the place up here, the Safari Sam's or
Sam's, yeah, and then the bowling alley prize that we actually have on video, which I'm kind of glad I got that on video.
Baden, that's where everybody's at. And you were just there not too long ago. You were filming with your aunt.
I did, yeah. They unfortunately don't have that big choice machine anymore, but they have a couple ones that. Prizes they were like wedged.
But. It was funny how many people said your aunt sounds like your mom.
Oh.
And the comments, they do. I thought it was your mom filming too at first. Oh yeah, I was fooled. Thank you, Katie, for that. Ross in Aurora, Colorado asked how Matt and I met. Well, I kind of touched on this earlier. I was a fan. I was watching his videos. I saw a fan mail video. It's like Pittsburgh, PA, and I'm like, dude, he's local. So I got to go check him out. So then I went to a meet and greet. And
then you came down like Dave & Buster's and stuff.
I think it was after the meet and greet. The first time I actually saw you and recognized you, like to actually see you in the arcade, was at the meet and greet.
Yeah.
And obviously that's the purpose of a meet and greet.
We started talking, I think, more at Dave & Buster's on like Wednesdays and stuff. I don't know if you.
Yeah, we started messaging on Facebook.
Twitter, yeah,
and.
Like that.
Basically, I was interested in editing because I know how to edit audio, which is basically what we're recording now. And I was like, well, video editing can't be that much different because I always wanted to try video editing and things like that. I never thought I would get into arcade playing as well and filming it until Matt told me, hey, you need to showcase your skills, man. So Matt is actually my inspiration for filming.
The deal or no deal, man. The deal or no deal Joe. That's I'm telling you, that's an insane skill.
And he's like, dude, you can hit jackpots. Show people that you can hit jackpots. They're going to watch. And I'm like, okay. So... And I've gained my own following. I get people who are like, hey, man, I found Matt through you. And it's like, wait a minute, that's supposed to be the other way around, right? Like, he's the one with
that's awesome. That's great.
He's the one with a few more slots on his subscriber count there, the number slots. But it's kind of funny. But thank you, Ross, for sending that in. On Instagram, we have FuzzyPickle22 sent, have you ever been so mad or disappointed or even frustrated in a game that you just walked out of the arcade and called it quits?
Yeah, probably certain claw machines. I mean, I can't remember any specifics, but man, what game was that always I don't even remember what that was. It was probably a Dave & Buster's game that they just got, and it was like, I don't like this.
I can't win at it. Rah!
Yeah.
Rage quit.
Yeah, sometimes what I tell people to do a lot of times, and this happens to me, I go through times where I just I can't hit nothing. I'm just like, forget it. I'm done. Sometimes I'll say take a breath, take a break, go to a different game, and then come back to it. That's usually what I do. But sometimes you hit it.
Been there, done that. Where some nights I'm just on fire, jackpot after jackpot after jackpot, and then some nights it's like,
can't hit nothing.
How come I can't hit this game tonight? Like, what's going on with me? No. So yeah, I've absolutely walked out. I did it yesterday from recording this. We were at the local Perkins in Cranberry here, and when I was playing the claw machine, and I was trying to win stuff, and I got frustrated, so I walked away, and I'm sitting down with Michelle getting our dinner ready, and I see somebody walking out of the place with the prize I was trying to win.
Oh, that sucks.
And I'm like, I had it. I had it and I couldn't get it, guys. So
yeah, I've done that in Toys R Us claw machines. I think the Sugarloaf ones. Sometimes they're just not in a favorable position. The plush, and I'm like, I spend $10. I'm like, forget it. Don't win nothing. I'm out.
All right, thank you, Fuzzy Pickle 22 on Instagram for sending in that question. Next question comes from Jamie in the USA from Instagram. Favorite prizes that you've won, and do you still have them?
Good question. Yeah, there are some old prizes that I still kept over the years that haven't gotten donated they were claw machine ones from when I was really young. So those are kind of like sentimental things, but my favorite types of prizes are like food themed, obviously, and I love like little, just little carrots that are, whether they have a face or not, I don't know. It's cool. I just love food themed and novelty themed plush, and I think it's cool. And
he hates it when I give him stuff
yeah,
because he's like, I want to win it myself. Don't give it to me.
Yeah, and I don't need any more. That's the thing too. But I like those, and some of the ones that I still have are like the Pac-Mans from Tilt Studios. I got the entire set, and those are displayed on a little shelf because I got the whole all 6 or 7 or however many there were in that set. So
that kind of makes sense because it's a collection item,
right?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, some people look at it's just a bunch of plush together, but we kind of look at it like, hey, it's a collection of sorts.
Yeah, and a lot of the licensed stuff, like Sonic. I have a Sonic and Tails now that I won from like Trapdoor, and so like those I keep.
Wait, you won Tails?
Yeah,
dude, that's crazy.
I don't think it's. Oh no, I didn't put that video out yet. Yeah, it's.
Oops. Well, this will probably be. When will that video be out?
Don't worry about it. It's fun.
Okay. Well, hey guys, you got a sneak preview of a future video. You just don't know which video and when.
That's right.
But thank you, Jamie, for sending in that question. That's awesome. Next question comes from Anna in Houston and Texas for you guys outside the United States. If you could travel to any arcade in the United States, where would you go?
I want to go to that. I don't know if it was Round 1 or that Nickel World. That's in
Nickel-Rama.
Yeah, that's the Crane. I think the Crane couple's been there. I know Lissy and Eric were there.
I think it's Nickel-Rama.
Yeah,
is that in California?
Yeah, I don't know if it's that one or the Round 1 or what. One of them has these really tiny, teeny little Japanese claw machines that Eric, the Arcade Warrior, was playing on.
Those are in the U.S.? I thought those were in Japan.
No, they're in the U.S. because that was his trip to California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're these little tiny and they're so small. They're like, I thought my little diamond claw machine was small. These claw machines are like a little box. They're like no wider than your monitor.
Are they any bigger than the toy claws that you've given away as prizes?
Yeah. But they're just like a box. They're like like the size of my 3D printer, basically. That little box.
Because I've ever seen that.
I thought you did.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But yeah, they're really cool. And the claws, I think, is a little bit smaller, too. And they got these little neat little knick-knack prizes. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I want to go there.
So what, like keychains, Super Balls, things like that?
Yeah, just like these little Japanese-style plushies and, plushy keychains. And really cool. So I'd probably say there.
Well, that's pretty cool. So that sounds kind of neat. I'd like to check that out myself someday. Actually, I'd like to meet the Crane couple now that you mentioned them.
There you go.
I'd like to play arcades with them, and I actually challenged Brittany to piano keys because she's good at it. She's good at it, and I want to challenge her to it. So,
I suck at it. So.
All right, thank you, Anna, for sending in that question. Next one comes from, I don't even know how to pronounce this, but I'm going to try. Kawaii Feels from Instagram. That's KAWAIIPHEELS on Instagram. Matt, what's your favorite arcade game company?
Well, I'd probably have to say Baytech because they let me do the tour. They're very nice. And I'll tell you what, I love a lot of their games, and some of the games that I didn't even know that was made by them were. And I was like, oh my God, because like Red Zone, for example, and one of their newer ones, Pop the Lock, is one of my new favorite games for tickets because, man, I've gotten real good at it, and it's just so much fun to play. And of course, Tower Tickets, too. That's my hands down right now favorite arcade game for tickets.
Now, wasn't Tower Tickets a combination between Baytech and another company?
It was from what they said, I think I asked them at the tour. That's a good question. The guy said that ELOT was starting to produce it, but they didn't have enough, I guess, know-how or whatever, so I guess they reached out to Baytech, and then Baytech kind of took it from there. They had the idea, and then Baytech kind of implemented it, but they kind of collabed together with it, which is cool. Two of my favorite companies. I love ELOT, too. They're still in business. I have a ELOT Big Choice Claw, the older ones, and it's built like a tank. Like I've had no issues. Knock on wood. Thankfully.
Now, does E-Lot make those rigged E-Claws?
Yeah, unfortunately. But,
hey, you know what? Changing with the times, you know.
Yeah, it's sad. I think it comes down to vendor laziness, if I could not be dyslexic for a second. Because you could set even the newest claw machine to be skill-based, but I think a lot of vendors, what they do is they get lazy and they're like, okay, let's just buy 500 Pac-Man plush and just throw them in there, and they'll be all the same size, and then we'll just let the computer... they don't even take 10 minutes to figure, if they did, they could make it skill based, and I think it would be just a little bit more fair. But
that would be awesome if machines were more fair. But unfortunately, you have to look at it from their perspective too, from the vendor that they're a business, got to make money, and I'm sure they gotta pay NEN or something for the machine or the rights to use the machine or something like that. And they also have to give guys you may not know this, but on location where the machines are, the store itself or wherever, usually they'll take a cut. Like they'll work out a deal with the vendor, like maybe 20% or 30% of whatever the vendor makes. That basically covers the electricity use, the space that they're losing that they could use for other stuff, things like that. So they're still making money as the company, the host location, while giving up a little bit of space to entertain people with stuff, so for fun. But so thank you so much, Kawaii Feels, for sending in that question. That was an awesome one. I have to agree with Baytech. I think it's because, like you said in your video, guys, check out his tour video, behind the scenes of building the games and everything. But Baytech said one thing that really stuck with me: they favor the player.
Yeah,
which is awesome. So like if a machine is like Pop the Lock, we've seen it a ton of times in our videos where you're just slightly off the dot and you still win. Yeah.
Or like on Big Bass where it's on the line for the big 250 or the 1,000, they'll give you sometimes a jackpot.
Absolutely. So that's cool. Awesome. All right, next question comes in from Esdengrow14 from Instagram. That's ESDENGROHE 14. And he asks, for the prizes that you win, what do you do with them?
Most of them I donate, or a lot of them I'll put in my own claw machine, whether for videos or like when I have like parties and stuff over, my little cousins and whatnot come over and I'll let them play and keep a lot of the plushies that they win. The ones that I don't donate, so like especially like branded stuff, like I said before, usually I'll keep that if I think it'll be good to add in my display case or whatnot. But yeah, most of them are donated and given away. And I'm actually going to be starting to sell some soon on my website, Matt3756.com. I got the .com.
Oh, he's got the new jingle now.
Yeah, so we'll have some listed on there, and basically, that allows me to have some space. You guys get a prize from a video that I won, and all that money just goes to making more future arcade videos. So it's like a win-win-win kind of deal.
Yeah, so you guys support the channel by buying plush from him, and it lets him go out and play more games.
Exactly.
So it's self-sustaining, if you will. That's kind of cool, man. And then some of the smaller prizes, like that you win at like the big choice machines at Dave & Buster's, you'll take and put in your actual little diamond.
Oh yeah,
for local meet and greets.
Yeah,
right?
When I do like meet and greets, like I'll be doing Replay Effects this year. It's like a big pinball, old classic arcade convention. Yeah, those are the smaller prizes I'll usually keep for my my little claw machine there, and then. I let them play and win, and whenever they win at my meet and greets.
That's awesome, man. That really is. All right, thank you, Esdengrove14, for sending in that question. That was an awesome one. This next one is kind of interesting. It comes from our buddy, the Midway Maniac, who's a fellow arcade YouTuber as well. His name's Drew. He's from Texas. He says, if you can design a game, what would it be, and would it be based on anything really or possibly licensed?
Man, I'd have to think about that. I've had some ideas, like when I was at Baytech, I'm like, man, they should, make a game like this and that and whatever. But
well, here's the question: do you really want to give up your ideas on here so people
yeah,
don't steal them?
Well, Baytech was very unfortunately, I couldn't show the room where they had all their ideas on there and drawings.
The R&D room, right?
Oh man, I would have loved to have shown that, but they don't want a competitor, for example, stealing their idea and coming out with the game beforehand, which is totally understandable.
It would have been cool if you could have filmed in there, but like blurred out the drawings.
I probably could have.
But like the guys could have talked about a little bit, like
he did
without giving away too much about it, obviously. But talk about maybe where they're headed as a company in the future of games, like different types of games. That would be kind of cool.
Well, I think as far as if I were to make a game, I don't know about if I can give you a specific answer right now because that's a lot of thought, but I like games that are very like physical, like you know what I mean, like bouncy balls and all that good stuff, or maybe rings around a thing or something or like a Plinko style kind of thing. I love games that aren't just like just a video screen, for example.
Push a button, and that's
push
it,
a
right?
button, yeah. So something that's like like Quick Drop, where it's a very physical. You're catching balls in a bucket, something that's simple, physical, but challenging is my type of game that I would do. So that kind of answers it without really giving it away. But that's a really good question. I don't know if I do a live stream though. Maybe I'll try and think of one and be like, hey, I got an idea for. I actually did when I was doing a cooking with Matt. I was trying to drain I was trying to drain the grease from the ground beef.
Thing? No. Oh, okay.
And I was trying to, because it's in the pan, and you're kind of you got to hold the grease back. So that's what I'm gonna do. Catch 100% of the
like a tilt sensor type game.
Catch 100% of the grease out from your beef and win 1,000 tickets. So there's a game right there. It could be like a liquid inside, and there you go.
As a fat person, I'd probably play that. No, just for fun.
No, but make it now.
That's actually not a bad idea, kind of thing. It almost kind of goes off the handle thing that we did on our video with the exclusive Madagascar game,
right?
Like that type of handling,
right? Yeah. Or like kind of like a full tilt thing,
but turn it into like a full tilt, or what is that called? Gravity Hill.
Right.
You ever play Gravity Hill, the one where you gotta get the ball up the mountain?
Yep.
That's kind of a cool game, but like. That's kind of interesting, man. Like,
yeah.
See, and this is the stuff, guys. You just basically, if you ever want to design something or come up with something, just bounce ideas back and forth with somebody you trust.
That's all Baytech did. Sometimes they would write their idea on like a napkin, or they would get inspired sometimes from like stuff that's
sitting
licensed.
in a restaurant.
Yeah, or just exactly. And they would
like a waitress game. Don't spill the tray or something,
right? Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. Well, thank you, Midway Maniac, for sending in that question. That was awesome. Question. That was a good one. Yes, absolutely. The next one, this should be a fairly easy question. Sent in by Branson Bear. That's BRANSONBARE via Instagram. Most amount of tickets you've won in one day.
That was probably when I got the Wii U at Dave and Buster's. I was halfway there to what was it, 75?
That was 80? I think it was 75,000 tickets.
Yeah, so I had about 35. So about I think 35,000 tickets in one day to get to my Wii U at Dave and Buster's.
That's not bad. How long do you think that took you to do?
A couple hours, because that's when Slam Extreme was there.
Winner Extreme.
You could swish it through the jackpot in 150 like none other, so I got that pretty quick.
Unfortunately, that game was older, guys, and parts are no longer made, and they couldn't keep it up anymore. So most of the locations have taken that out that don't have it anymore.
Yeah, sadly, it's in the arcade game heaven.
Yeah, but for me, my most tickets in one day is about 86,000.
Jeez, that's
and I did it in like 7 hours.
we all know Mewtwo Struck Back, which you might have on in the future.
I'm hoping to have him on in the future.
He's hit 100,000 tickets in a few hours on a good day at Dave and Buster's. I'd go in at like 1 o'clock. He'd be like, "Yeah, I already hit it already. I'm leaving."
Well, guys, I'm gonna have a video coming out on my channel of him going from 0 tickets to an iPad at main event. At least trying for the iPad. We had what, 3 hours to do it? 4 hours.
Crazy.
4 hours to win. I think it was 47,000 tickets. And the jackpots at main event are like 250 tickets. So the question is, can he do it? And you'll have to find out.
In the future.
But thank you, Branson Bear, for sending in that question. It was awesome. Going back to the travel, Aussie Arcade Couple on Instagram asked, international travel, have you ever thought about going to like different countries like Australia?
Yeah, possibly one day.
Or the UK, because for what I've heard, the UK claw machines are a lot harder than ours. Mm-hmm. And I don't know did you want to see that like firsthand?
That would be cool, yeah, to see like what's going on in the UK. It would be weird to see, because like the thing is like, most of the time it's laws that govern, what things have to be set on and stuff like that. And that's why, like, for example, in Pennsylvania, we're allowed to have, and like even West Virginia too, the coin pushers to give out their real quarters. Some states, aren't allowed to have that. But, as far as like the claw machines and whatnot in different countries, yeah, it would be interesting to see like why is it like that the UK claw machines are just so rigged? I don't know that. We get that all the time. The people complaining about them. But it would also be neat just to see like if they have anything different because I've seen like Plush Time Wins and Crane Couples travels to Japan. Really unique machines.
They got some awesome machines over there.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like that one in California though, that's like a Japanese style arcade. Stuff like that would be really cool to check out. So hopefully someday we'll see.
That would be really cool. I would love to travel too and check it out. Plus, I would love to go to UK because I have a lot of fans over there. I'd like to meet them all and say hey and maybe play some games with them and make their day. But the other thing is too, they have these machines over there that are kind of like gambling, but not really. They're like fruit machines. I don't know exactly what to call them, but there's a couple of YouTubers that I watch. Big Mac Mick being one of them. Shout out to you. Astra Arcades UK is another one, and Jack the Arcade Master. So thank you guys so much for uploading those videos, because honestly, without you doing that, I wouldn't even know those had existed, and they're so much fun to watch. They're like a slot machine type thing where you can win real money, but it's not sometimes not like a lot,
Right.
But that's cool. So thank you, Aussie Arcade Couple, for that question. Obviously you guys are from Australia, I'm going to say, judging by your name. All right, so next question comes from T Ford on Instagram. If not doing YouTube, what would you be doing in life? Do you have any idea?
It's a really good question, actually. If YouTube hadn't taken off, however you pronounce it. See, I'm not good in school, so good thing YouTube did take off, right? I just burned myself there. But yeah, no. College, for example, I went for TV, video, film, stuff like that. I probably would actually be working on films as like a crew here in like just the local Pittsburgh area, just trying to start out. I hear it is very tough, to get into, but I'd probably be doing like production assistant work, and because I've done extra work on films where you go and you're just needed in the background, no speaking roles, and that was always a lot of fun. And it was actually my going to college because I did want to be like a cinematographer for movies. I'd love to be a camera operator for movies. I just love I don't know. I just love it. But
filming, like pointing the camera, stuff like what the film, what you want to. That almost sounds like a director more than a camera operator.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just like being behind and operating the camera. I don't know, and making it look good. You know what I mean? Like making the shot look good. But I also wanted to be an actor too. And that was kind of just up in the air, doing the stuff here, like the extra work in Pittsburgh kind of fulfilled that. And then YouTube taking off really has fulfilled that, having an audience, and being able to be on camera and do editing. I kind of liked editing too. So, it kind of ties in with what I was going to school for. It's just I didn't think that I would be doing this full time. It's crazy.
Well, now you do everything. You're the gaffer. You're the sound
Yeah,
guy.
it is. You do everything.
You're the camera person. You're the director. You're the editor. You're the producer. The executive producer. You do everything, man.
Yeah, it's a lot tougher than people think. A lot of people are just like, oh, you just make YouTube videos. It's so easy. A lot of people don't realize, I think, what goes on behind the scenes, and especially this niche. It's not like where you're PewDiePie, where you could just go and just talk, playing a game for 10 minutes. We actually have to, same with any other arcade channel too. Mm-hmm. Joe knows this, and, anybody that does arcade videos, whether full-time or not, you have to find these places. It helps if they're film friendly, so you're not getting kicked out. You have to travel to these places. Some of them, like Tilt, for example, that are in Altoona, are hour and a half, almost 2 hours away. So that's a whole day right there, driving and everything. So it's a lot of work, and just to get ideas, to keep them fresh, and just to remember what what you got to say in the beginning and the end of the videos, to get your, so make sure you subscribe and like the video, because you want your fans engaged, and and sometimes you got to remember what you're saying and all that stuff. So it can be very mentally draining.
Oh yeah,
a lot
absolutely.
Of people don't realize.
And the thing is too, like when we drive to those places like that, you guys think like we go out every week or whatever when we upload the videos, like you all think we were just there.
Yeah.
And like sometimes some of these videos sit in the vault, or we call it the backlog.
Yeah.
We backlog the videos, and like I just released my last one from Texas, and I was there in November of 2016.
Holy moly!
I mean, that just goes to show you. But I shot so much video there that I didn't want. I don't want to put it all at once and saturate. Just hey guys, check out Arcade Records. Hey guys, check out Arcade Records. Hey guys, check. Because people are gonna get bored of that. Oh, I'm tired of seeing Ryan and Drake. But if you change it up, like hey, I'm playing with Matt today. Hey, I'm playing by myself today. Hey, I'm playing with Drake and Ryan today. today. Hey, I'm playing with whoever today, and you're changing it up every time. And then you come back into rotation, like, hey, I'm with Drake and Ryan again, and then people
Keeps
are like,
it fresh.
yeah, it keeps it fresh, keeps it interesting, and you're not oversaturating with the same people in the same videos.
Exactly.
But I know what I will do this. I don't know if Matt does it, but I will actually take a change of clothes with me to some of those places and film like 2 or 3 videos.
I'm too lazy to change my clothes. That's
But
good
yeah.
though. No, that movies would be, or like TV shows, for example, would be that you're.
Oh, we had to
that's
do
the
that.
right thing to do.
Remember that with the Big Wins Arcade Show? Shout out to those guys. That was awesome, man. Adam and Andy.
Yep.
Check them out on YouTube, Big Wins Arcade Show. But thank you so much for that, T4. That was a good question. Next one via Instagram is It's Only Danielle. And have you ever heard of a coin pusher that's also a claw machine?
I've never heard of that in my life. If it exists, that sounds freaking awesome. Have you?
I've seen claw machines that have like a separate pusher on the side. You know, where the door thing opens?
There's that candy one.
There's candy one,
like
and
a
there
candy
was,
pusher.
Again, going back to Texas, there was one I played with Arcade Wreckage in a Chinese restaurant of all places. They had this tiny little arcade in a Chinese restaurant, for food and stuff. You could go eat at the buffet, but it was a claw, and what it does, it drops it on the side, and then there's like a slider, like a coin pusher, and if it pushes the prizes in, you only have so much time. The door will close. But they have candy ones. Plush Time Wins did one with candy that they have in their Dave and Buster's down there. I don't know if it's still there now, but it's on their channel, guys. Check them out. Plush Time Wins. They have. It's actually cooled too. It's a cooled machine with like an air conditioning unit in it to keep the chocolate from melting, obviously, because you don't want
that. We have one of those at the Lebanon Lanes, right?
Do we? I don't know.
Yeah, remember we played it there? I think.
The candy machine.
Yeah,
no.
is that a
well,
pusher?
I don't know if that was. No, that's not. That's just a regular claw that had candy in it. But this one's like a claw itself, and then on the side it has like a slider.
I've seen that. That's cool.
I think Crane Couple just did one not too long ago. They put out not too long ago. So check them out too, guys. Crane Couple. I know we're dropping a lot of names in this podcast. There's a lot of people that do the arcade stuff, and there's a lot of big names that do it too. You know, a lot of people have garnered a huge following. So, but yeah, It's Only Danielle. Thank you so much for that. We kind of have a coin pusher. It's a claw, not quite coins, but like a plush pusher, I guess we could call it. Plush or candy pusher, I guess. So. All right, next question comes from Mike Dabber via Instagram. It says, the favorite video of your own.
Yeah, that's a good question, and I already know the answer to this. But one of my favorites, anyway, is it was my favorite, was me inside the claw machine, the big claw machine at Zone 28. I've wanted to do that forever, and I could never get an arcade to really agree on it, but Zone 28 is just so freaking awesome that they were just so nice to just let me, do that, and I've always wanted to do that, and I think it made for a really great, unique video too. And besides that, I'd probably say the gold play button video might have been one of my next favorites. It was
also at Zone 28. Right? Or no, you talking about your actual?
I
thought you meant the gold play button in the claw machine too.
That was all right, but I like the compilation as far as like the emotions and stuff like that was really good.
Yeah, that was definitely one of your more emotional videos.
What's your favorite? Of yours?
Of mine, personally? I don't know, man. I have so many out there. I mean, I think the funnest one I ever had recording and doing, and it might show like when we're playing it, Diversions Arcade down in San Antonio, Texas with Arcade Wreckage. Dude, that arcade was so much fun. I had so much fun filming and playing there that it was crazy. But I mean, as far as my favorite video, I don't know, man. I really don't. I have so many videos now because I've crossed over 200 some uploads. It's like, I don't know how many you have now, Matt.
Almost 800.
Oh, geez.
7 something, I think. 750 or 60 or something like that.
That's crazy, man. Think about that. You've been doing it for so long.
Almost 12 and a half years as we're recording this podcast. It's a lot, guys. It's crazy.
But I want to go back real quick on you in the claw machine. Mm-hmm. You totally fooled me when you went to stand up with it. I thought it actually picked you up.
Yeah, I think I fooled a lot of people. I kind of wish it would have. That would have been really cool, but I don't think it has enough strength to... That thing can barely grab a regular plush when I'm playing, let alone a human being. For God's sake.
Well, you see Matt's plush in his own claw machine. This was a real Matt in a real claw machine.
Right, exactly. That's why I loved it. It was just there was so much behind that, even just metaphorically, it was just awesome.
That would have been a funny picture. You dangling from a claw in a machine, and you could have put like a picture of your Matt plush next to it as a thumbnail. That'd have been kind of funny. Yeah. See, I'm always creative like this for other people, never for myself. I don't know why. Yeah, all right, but thank you, Mike Dabber, for that question. That was awesome. Next question comes from Brianna12465 via Instagram, and it asks your favorite holiday. Now, before you answer, Matt, I think I know the answer to this one.
What is it?
I believe it is your birthday and National Play a Claw Machine Day, correct?
You couldn't be more wrong.
Oh, I thought I was right.
No, it's not even a holiday, first of all.
Yes, it is. It's a real holiday.
No, holiday.
Dang it.
Halloween has always been. I used to like Christmas, but now that I'm an adult, it's just a bunch of stress. But yeah, I'd have to say Halloween's probably my favorite holiday. I just like the time of year too. It's when fall's around, it starts getting cool, and haunted trails, and the leaves are falling. It's just very cozy outside. So Halloween, however you want to say it, hands down. How about you, Joe?
Halloween. This is Halloween. What's your favorite? Well, you dress up like a zombie and stuff all the time.
Yeah,
you go out and do that stuff. Have you ever thought about like volunteering at like the haunted trails and stuff?
I have. I wanted to, because I did the basement at Scare House, which is where you sign a waiver and they're allowed to interact and touch you.
Wait, so you went through it, or you actually worked there?
I went through it. No, I didn't work there, but I'd be like, even like just doing the regular one, I was like, it would be cool to be an actor in one of these. I bet they have a lot of fun, and I bet you everybody's personality there is probably like mine. They're there to scare you, and they put on a very good act. But a lot of those people have the same mindset. They're just very fun, creative people when they're out of costume and just being a regular person. So I think it'd be a fun experience.
I've actually had a couple of them as my Uber passengers, and they are so much fun to talk to, because they're usually still in costume first off, or makeup and stuff like that. But they're themselves at that point, and it is so crazy fun. Cool. But yeah, I kind of figured Halloween. I was just messing around because your birthday is National Play a Claw Machine Day,
April 11th.
According to the I think it's called Famous People bio webpage or something. I don't know.
Didn't put that there.
Somebody keeps updating it because they keep updating your subscriber count.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, whoever you are. It's not me. Glad somebody.
Well, thank you, Brianna, for that question. That was awesome. Next one from Josh Carlson 36 via Instagram. Your favorite type of donut, Matt? We all know you love the donuts, keychains, the plush, all that kind of stuff. What is your favorite kind of donut to eat?
White icing with vanilla sprinkles.
Ooh.
And vanilla donut, of course.
I like the double chocolate. Chocolate with the chocolate.
You might like that one.
Chocolate donut with the chocolate icing on. Yeah, guys, Michelle, actually, before we record this, Michelle got a donut for Matt as a little gift.
Yeah, I love donuts. So they're. I like the sugar ones, too. They're not bad. And sometimes ones with the jelly in them, but I don't like the ones that are real fancy, like with nuts and all that stuff. That's too much.
Give me a plain Krispy Kreme with the glaze, and I'm good.
Those are good, too.
All right. Thank you, Josh, for that question. That was awesome. Next question from Richard Harris Vlogs, YT Power on Instagram. Your favorite type of music, Matt?
My favorite type of music is probably like punk rock. Like I don't even know if that's the right genre. Like Blink-182, Offspring kind of style, Sum 41. Those kind of bands. But
kind of like alternative new metal.
Yeah, I don't know
whatever that's branched.
I don't know the exact genre that fits in, but that was probably my favorite. But honestly, I like all types of music except country, because somebody asked, they're like, oh, when I said that, they're like, oh, well, do you like country? And I was like, okay, I like everything but country.
How about polka?
Nothing against country.
Do you like polka?
Okay, I don't like polka. Okay, we can go on.
I'm messing with you, man.
But no, I like jazz, classical. Sometimes, it's very relaxing. Sometimes I'll put that on just to relax. But I do listen to all kinds of music. I have 90s music because I grew up in the 90s. I love some 80s songs, and if the song's good, if it has a good beat, I like it.
So it's all about the mood you're in, right?
Exactly.
So if you just, sometimes you just want to get pumped up and you listen to heavy metal, hard rock, whatever. And then sometimes you want to mellow out and you just listen to like classical, like Matt said, That's awesome, dude. No, thank you, Richard, for that question. We got one more here we're going to get to. Justin Sherry 056 via Instagram. And this is, I picked this one for the last because it kind of makes sense as well. What is one thing that could happen that would make you quit YouTube? Besides dying.
Well, that would be terrible with this.
Because that's like the ultimate quit.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, like, if YouTube ever took away, like, the monetization part, obviously I wouldn't be able to do it as a full-time job, but that would not make me quit YouTube. I would still upload. Obviously, it wouldn't just be as frequent, because I'd have other jobs and whatnot, but I wouldn't stop because of that. I still love making videos and doing what I do, but I think the one thing that would make me quit YouTube would be if YouTube screws itself over, which, a lot of creators haven't been happy. And basically if YouTube just shoots themselves in the foot and just isn't around anymore, then obviously I'd have to quit. But, I mean, honestly, the only way I'm really going to quit is if I upload a video and it gets 0 views. If I can just get 1 view, I'm happy, man.
Exactly. You're entertaining.
Right?
As long as you entertain
That's
one person, your job's done, right?
That's it. But hopefully, I hope to keep making YouTube videos as long as you guys enjoy watching. I'll keep chugging along.
That's awesome. We're looking forward to that, Matt. So that does it for the Q&A, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in questions. We had hundreds to sort through. Literally, there were so many to go through, so we're very sorry if we couldn't get to your question. This podcast is already long enough already. It's a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but you know what? We're talking with somebody awesome. We want to have fun.
Thanks, Joe.
And you guys are just hopefully you download this on your iPhone, your iPod, whatever you use. Zune anymore? I don't know. Does anyone use Zune anymore?
No.
Whatever your choice.
Half these kids probably don't even know what a Zune is.
Microsoft answer to the iPod.
Yeah.
No, anyways, you can listen on your phone. You guys download this. You don't have to stream it straight from SoundCloud or iTunes or wherever it's at uploaded that you're pulling it from. We just, we're doing this to entertain you. Like I said, it's a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but you know what? There was a lot of good information here about YouTube in general, about arcades, yourself, Matt, just, your life, who you are. And that's kind of what we wanted to touch here today.
Cool.
So, but thank you guys so much for listening again. This is the All About the Arcades podcast. This was episode 3. My name is JJGeneral1, also known as Joe, if you know me out there in the real world. And Matt?
And I'm Matt3756. Again, on my social media, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, is just simply Matt3756, no spaces. And I also have Matt3756.com coming up soon. There's not much there yet. Like, it's up, but there's not much there yet. So,
well, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. Again, don't forget to follow me as well, JJGeneral1, on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, my Facebook fan page, facebook.com/JJGeneral1, YouTube, and younow.com/JJGeneral1.
Yeah, and thanks again for having me, Joe. This was awesome. I had a lot of fun. And for any of you guys that found this through me, definitely check out Joe. And he gave his credentials before that, because I'm going to link this podcast to my channel as well.
But thank you so much, Matt, for being a guest on the show. That was so awesome. We learned a lot about you. Your different types of food that you like and things like that.
You guys know donuts to bring me at the meeting.
The music, no, don't bring donuts, guys.
Yeah,
no.
you guys don't have to do that.
Just come shake hands, take a picture. He'll sign something for you. I'm always carrying a Sharpie for you.
Yeah, that's right. Joe's my Sharpie guy.
But guys, thank you so much. And as I always say, we'll catch you guys next time.